So YouTube has this delay where it cuts off the first few seconds of my feed. Oh, I didn't mute myself. And I'm just testing today to see how long it takes before it starts recording. It should probably be recording by now. Hi everyone, welcome. I believe it is Wednesday. I believe it is St. Patrick's Day. Happy holiday to all those who are celebrating this holiday. Just to let you know, I'm really not feeling great mentally today. Just wanted to put it out there. I might be getting a little emotional. Don't worry about it. It's just how I am. Do you need help with anything?
No.
Okay.
Got it.
I'm not really sure why I'm feeling not good today. I think I have reasons. But we'll suss it out through the night. I'm okay being here. I'm happy to be here. It doesn't hurt me to be here. Whatever's hurting me is already hurting me. I wrote a makeshift recipe for our soda bread, which is not going to be the traditional soda bread. It's going to be something really weird, but let me find it. I think I left it in the other room. I mean, I'm not happy, but I can't be happy all the time, and I'm more than willing to be here even if I'm not feeling well, because this is all part of who I am, what I experience, and I'm sure some of you can relate to it. And it's okay, like you said, to not be okay. And today just feels off. Maybe it's some of the news that's coming out about, attacks on Asian Americans, or just the world in general, but I've linked it in the description box to this live, a show that Aaron and I have been watching called Can't Get You Out of My Head. And it's a BBC series. There's 6 long episodes. And it kind of takes you through world history. Obviously, it doesn't document all the bad things that happen in the world. But it picks up on these particular stories, and it kind of links them together in this very loose string theory type of way. I don't even know what string theory is. I just said that. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. But it kind of takes you through the ups and downs of revolutions and people's movements and struggles against what they see as oppression, injustice, and after you watch a few episodes, you'll find that no matter how good the intentions were starting out, they don't stay that way. And it's just really hard to think that we could be hopeless. But I guess we're not. We make our own choices on a daily basis, and we choose what we do. who we want to be. And we choose how we help others. And I guess the only important thing to keep in mind is what your original goal was and if you still want that. Because if you want justice, it's going to have to be a forever fight. You don't just win one battle and you solve everything.
Hi, everyone. Bye, June.
I'm here, I just went to put away my towel. I think a lot of people aren't used to seeing me cry, and I just want to assure you that this is normal. And I went through a stage in high school and college where I would get really emotional and people would go, "Oh my God, June, are you okay? Like, are you okay? Are you sure you're okay?" And I'm like, yeah, you're the one who's stigmatizing me for crying. You're the one who, by asking me over and over again if I'm okay, are labeling me as not okay. And I just want to say that crying is okay. Sometimes people say it's unprofessional, but I say fuck that. I say fuck all these taboos and rules that we've set up for ourselves, all these behaviors that we say you can't or can't do, all these little things that make us feel less than and make us feel imperfect and make us feel powerless and make us feel wrong. I say fuck it to all of that. If you want to fucking cry, I'm here for you. Just cry. You know, even if you scream and yell and you scare other people, sometimes it has to be done. You can't always do the selfless thing, and whether or not I'm crying here is selfish or not, I don't know. Sometimes those aren't the important questions. I think sometimes the important questions are, why are you crying? What is making you cry? And I don't always have the answers.
As the Black Eyed Peas say, scream and shout and let it out.
Exactly. My company, Hearst, it is a big media corporation. They are currently matching donations to certain organizations helping just Asian American communities, I guess, everywhere. And I don't have a PayPal or Venmo because PayPal and Venmo are owned, I think, by the same company, and it sucks, so I don't have those accounts. But Julia Smith, our director of video at Delish, if you go to her Instagram, I think she's JC Smith711. I'm not sure. I should check up on that. She is taking all donations and via Venmo and PayPal, and if you feel like donating to those organizations, feel free to direct those donations to her, and she will donate it and, in fact, get it matched by our huge media corporation company. Yes, her Instagram handle is JCSmith711. The number's 711. No pressure. I think I felt a little bit of pressure today because I was like, well, shit, everyone's posting about the violence against the Asian American community. Everyone's posting all these things. Like, should I post? And I feel like on social media, especially in the last year, especially concerning racial things and Black Lives Matter and all this police brutality and just everything that's wrong with the world, social media has turned into this place where you have to display constantly your social warrior status. And I'm just like, it's tiring sometimes. I don't feel like doing it.
Does posting do anything?
Sometimes.
It's not a rhetorical question, I'm actually wondering.
Sometimes it does something to the poster, I think, and it does something for the larger community, for people to bond over similar political identities and personal identities and whatever identities. But today I just felt really tired. I couldn't do it, and I felt a little bit guilty for not being able to do it, but at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. Money is going to organizations that need it, so if you feel like donating, please donate to Julia, who will read your donations via our corporately matched platform. But and I'm just ranting at this point, but I was also thinking, do these donations do anything in the long run? It feels like all of these movements about social awareness and political involvement just kind of dissipate after a couple of weeks, a few months, and then we forget, and then another burst of violence happens, and then we're like, oh my god, let's save the world. But like, just watch a few episodes of Can't Get You Out of My Head. I don't know if we can dig ourselves out of this hole. I think the more important question is, why are people killing each other? And it doesn't even matter if it's a white guy killing Asian women. Just why the fuck are you killing people? It don't matter who you are. You're still killing people. Why are you destroying the environment? Why are you causing species to go extinct? And all of these questions, I think, just build up in my head, one after the other. And that's how anxiety starts. And that's how it goes hand in hand with depression. And it's not always something that's internally, chemically imbalanced in you. It's because the world just sucks sometimes. And so it could be a mix of both internal and external, but man, it is fucking hard living sometimes and trying to feel okay all the time. It's impossible to feel okay all the time, which is why I'm saying maybe it's time we show other people the way we cry and normalize it. And even if it makes people feel uncomfortable, we still have to normalize these things.
I think people should only do good things. And they shouldn't do bad things.
We don't know what good things are, and we don't know what bad things are. Another reason why you should watch Can't Get You Out of My Head. There's a lot of chats. I haven't gotten
A lot of
to
multicolored hearts.
the Bills. Somebody loves
Yes.
the Bills.
Where's the green hearts? Can we get only green hearts in chat for St.
Patty's Day. Are
Yeah.
you? Is that?
Irish pride, yes.
I'm gonna eat my apple. Thanks for listening to me rant for 10 minutes.
You get to see the crazy way June eats apples now.
You cut this with a garlic knife, didn't you?
I cut it with
Didn't
a
ya?
chef's knife. Green apples, green clovers, and green hats in chat.
So guys, I know a few of you asked for soda bread in celebration of St. Patty's Day. I just feel like going crazy today and making some trash soda bread. So this is not representative of Irish soda bread, in case you haven't figured it out.
June
Nothing
didn't have it
that
any
I
other
make
way.
Nothing that I make on this live stream channel is authentic, quote unquote. And so we have some evaporated milk, we have some coconut milk from our leftover butter mochi testing, and I dug up all of the non-all-purpose flour grains and flours that I have that we can use instead of all-purpose, because I can always use all-purpose flour for testing stuff for Delish. You know, that's the most commonly used flour. But what I don't always get to use is this bag of whole wheat flour that I stole from the test kitchen last year when I was like, oh, all these flours will probably go rancid. Let me take it home. Voila, a year later, we're still home. We have some, are you going to moderate chat? We have some
Yeah.
coarse semolina that Aaron bought for his little halva experiment. We have some coarse cornmeal. We have a little bit of Chinese millet. I think this is glutinous millet. I'm not really sure. I'm thinking of like toasting some of these bigger grains in a pot before we use them. I have some teff that I got from an organic store that was closing down last year, like right at the beginning of the pandemic. So maybe we'll pop some teff in there. We got some hemp hearts that I also stole from the test kitchen last year. This is still good. Yeah, fine. Poppy seeds that I took from the test kitchen, because even though it says it expires February next year, it's still, it started smelling rancid. Like, you know.
What the hell is a hemp heart?
Hemp heart? I don't know, dude. The heart of hemp plant seed, hemp seed. It's like a health food. It's pretty expensive. It's very oily. It's soft. It kind of tastes like crushed walnuts. It's like that kind of fattiness, and it's that kind of soft, nutty texture. And it has a slight taste of weed. So Wow, this apple tastes like garlic. I wrote this, but I don't think I'm gonna follow it. But maybe I'll follow it a little bit. Ooh, and oats. I wanna put oats in there. So I wrote in here whole wheat flour, chickpea flour, buckwheat flour, durum, oats. So instead of chickpea, buckwheat, and durum, which I did not find. But I guess, hold on, semolina is durum. I am right. Okay, so, wow, super chaotic, guys, super chaotic. I'm gonna take a little bit of my whole wheat flour, I'm gonna combine it with a little bit of water and evaporated milk, and I'm gonna make what's known as a tangjong starter. It's basically a roux. You just mix the flour and water together, cook it a little bit on the stove, and that kind of gelatinizes the starches in the flour, and then when you incorporate it into baked goods, it keeps it softer, moister for longer. Not sure if that's the desired Irish soda bread consistency, honestly, but I just feel like testing things out, so that's what we're gonna do. Okay.
Can you add window, green onion, and garlic chives?
Oh, to make it green, I'm gonna pop in a little bit of spirulina because Aaron bought this huge ass jar and it's best by September of this year. And I accidentally poured in like a quarter cup the other week into my smoothie and I thought I was going to overdose on vitamin A, but still kicking. Who knows for how much longer? I don't really want to go full savory on this soda bread, so I'm going to skip the herbs. And also, I'm going to put in a little bit of brown sugar, just because I feel like whole wheat flour needs a little bit of sugar. It can be a little bit bitter in its nuttiness from time to time. So, I'm just going to toast some stuffs. Are you leaving me?
Just putting it down.
Okay, so I'm gonna put my pan over low heat and I'm just going to toast. Honestly, guys, this isn't a recipe. I don't know what I'm doing anymore. So if any of you want to like be a scribe and write down what I actually end up adding into this recipe, you're more than welcome to do so. And then you can comment and let the good people know what I actually did in my craziness.
And at the end, we'll find out if it's something that you should do or if it's something that you shouldn't do based on how it turns out. So either way, it'll be informative.
That was a quarter cup of teff. And we're going to go in with a quarter cup of oats, old-fashioned oats, and we're gonna go in with maybe 2 tablespoons of millet, now millet is my favorite grain to find in multi-grain bread, especially when toasted. They have this delightfully crunchy pop to them. I love it. Roughly 2 tablespoons. And then I'll go in with 2 tablespoons of corn flour, coarse ground. And then I'll go in with a quarter cup of semolina. You don't have to feel like you need to monitor if you don't want to.
Yeah, I'm just hanging out for now.
Okay. And today for Delish, I recorded a hosted cooking video for Delish.com and we made some pizza fried rice. Stay tuned, that recipe is coming. But I have a little bit of leftover freshly ground black pepper, so I'm just gonna get rid of that. Alright, and we're just gonna keep it moving. Pan's getting nice and hot. I'll probably do this for 5 minutes on that low heat. In the meantime, we're going to take our little pot and I'll pop in 3 tablespoons whole wheat flour. will go in with 1 tablespoon evaporated milk and 4 tablespoons of water. So a 1/4 cup. 1, 2, 3, 4. Literally do not know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing, guys. Okay, I'll use the wooden one. And I'm just going to set that over a medium-low heat, and I'll just keep it stirring. Do we have any questions, Ellen?
Yeah, some about me, how I'm doing today, where I'm from. I'm from Bill's country, as you can probably guess.
Rochester.
And I'm doing fine. Better than June today, I think.
So it's pretty sloshy right now. That was a 3 to 5 ratio of flour to wets. And we're just going to keep stirring that until it thickens into a nice little roux, and then it's going to set into a very solid congealed mass.
June, have you heard of Doof Magazine?
No.
Tell us about Doof Magazine, Tara. Besides cooking, what makes June happy?
Very little.
Cats, alpacas.
Yeah, animals make me happy. I like going thrifting. I like taking walks. I like going food shopping. I guess that's food adjacent. Never mind. That's it, guys. I like stalking. I like people watching. Like, not in a creepy way, but just like if I ever get to go into a museum again, I just like sitting down and watching people go by. So you'll see it start to thicken up, and you can draw your spoon across the bottom of the pot, and it'll start to hold a streak. And you just want to go a little bit further until everything looks like it's the same consistency.
Have you ever had the Pennsylvania Dutch delicacy of scrapple? I feel like June would love it. Do you know what scrapple is?
I haven't had scrapple. It's like offcuts of meat bound together with some kind of carb and fat.
Doof Magazine is a food publication mostly on Instagram. Chefs do takeovers and talk about food and their worldviews, identity, and relationships to cooking. I feel like you have a lot to say that would fit. Do you have a favorite museum, June?
My favorite museum, when you asked, was the Metropolitan Museum of Art, just because it's so accessible and so huge. As a New York City resident, it is, I believe, currently pretty much free. You can pay what you want to get in. Guys, after, I don't know how long that was, you tell me, you can see that it is holding its shape, and that's what you want to see. And we're just going to let that cool. And in the meantime, in my bowl, I'm going to go in with a cup of whole wheat flour.
Is hot pot considered cooking? Yeah, what else? What else is it if it's not cooking?
I guess it's boiling.
Boiling is a form of cooking, right?
Yeah.
Do you like raisins?
Yes. Love raisins.
Do you ever eat them straight up? It's my latest obsession.
Yes. It's actually really dangerous. I love putting raisins in my jar of peanut butter and just scooping it.
Does the oven need preheating? Except somebody called it an ova.
Yeah, oven probably needs preheating, but I'm honestly not excited to turn it on too soon because it's quite warm here today. Again, it's in the 50s. And also, once the oven goes on, we won't be able to hear the popping of the grains in the cast iron, so we should wait for that to happen. So, A cup of flour is usually between 128 grams to like 135 grams for me. This one was 132 grams. Pretty fine to me. Let's see what else I wrote in here. We're going to go in with 1 tablespoon spirulina to start, and then a 1/4 cup of brown sugar.
A whole tablespoon of spirulina is going to turn this into the greenest thing in the world. Just so you know, it's going to be like...
All right, half then?
Like a green.
Half tablespoon?
Yeah, probably a half.
Fine.
Do you like Taiwanese food?
Guys, come closer.
Or come closer?
Can you hear it? They're popping. That smells so good, especially with the black pepper.
But yeah, I talked about a Taiwanese restaurant that we really like in Manhattan called Taiwan Pork Chop House. And I really like the street food snack of like Taiwan fried chicken bites, like popcorn chicken. And we like Taiwan beef noodle soup if it's done well. But unfortunately, we haven't had too many places in New York that do it well.
Yes, this dress shirt is from my mom. It's from the United Colors of Benetton. She a fancy lady. Brings me so much joy, guys. Sorry about that. Toot, 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 toot. I think my tripod is falling again.
Okay, June, I'm going to be back as usual just to eat while you do all the work.
Bye!
See ya.
Guys, it's half an hour in, and as per usual, we have baked nothing. What was the last thing added to the bowl? It was a 1/4 cup brown sugar. Ta-da! And following my own recipe that I'm ignoring, I'm going to turn that heat down because it's popping quite feverishly, and I can also smell the deliciousness. Once you smell the toastiness, it's probably toasted enough. We're gonna go in with 1 teaspoon baking soda, 1 teaspoon of salt. Uh-oh. Where my baking soda at? Uh-oh. I should have been more prepared. Huh. Oh, there you are. Oh, the crises I give myself. All right. 1 teaspoon this, 1 teaspoon that. Why are you getting... Oh. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut like 3 tablespoons of butter, cold butter, and I'm going to mix this with my hands, and then I'm going to cut that butter in and just mix it until it's nice and sand-like. I'm going to keep that going. I don't keep baking powder in the fridge. Who keeps baking powder in the fridge? Why do you keep it in the fridge? Do you mean keep baking soda in the fridge to get rid of smells? Because baking soda is not baking powder. The most pleasant part of making anything is just putting your hands into a bowl of things. Yeah, America usually has 4-ounce sticks in a 1-pound packaging, sometimes half a pound. Very tactile. Yes. And I'm just looking for everything to be mixed. I'm looking for the brown sugar clumps to be completely disappeared, incorporated. The soda bread is not here yet, Trix, because I'm a slowpoke. And I think this is about 3 tablespoons of butter. Each tablespoon of butter is about 14 grams, so 14 times 3 is approximately 40. Oh my god, 42? 42. And I'm just breaking it up with my fingers and kind of touching the flour. Oh, you know what I should do? I should definitely turn that off, because I can't flip the pan when I have butter on my hands. Time to read comments. Do you ever shop at Aldi? Yes, I used to. There's one in Rego Park. It's like a 1-hour walk away from me and like a half-hour subway ride when I used to take the subway. The title is Don't Punch Me because if you read the description, you'll know why. Aldi is the best. You know what Aldi does the best though? I never buy their dairy. I think their dairy sucks. I also think their hummus sucks. I think their hummus is full of preservatives. But I did used to really like their soy milk as well as their snacks. What is it about mush that you like so much? I don't know. It just feels comforting. It just feels like food is hugging me. I'm not working for it. It just feels like it's accepting me. You didn't miss much, Jacqueline. You missed me crying and bitching and moaning about the world. Now I'm just making this random soda bread. Guys, this is going to be a long stream tonight because soda bread usually takes like 50 to 60 minutes to bake. But I think maybe what I'll do is I'll make this dough and then I will make baby loaves so that they cook faster. What if we bake little baby soda breads in tiny cupcake tins? Again, I haven't eaten Aldi stuff in well over a year, so I don't know if they've changed any of their composition, but from what I could remember, I really didn't have a great time eating their cheese or their hummus or their like luncheon meats. Everything in that refrigerated aisle that's open without a door, I really didn't like. Jacquelina, we are normalizing crying. Yes, crying. If we feel like crying, we cry. Yeah, soda bread, I believe it has baking soda in it. Is that why it's called soda bread? Do we have any Irishmen in the audience who can correct me? And it's just a traditional kind of Irish baked good. It's usually made with whole wheat flour actually, but the Americanized version tends to use all-purpose flour now, and it tends to be a lot sweeter than it used to be in Ireland. Apparently, this is what I'm told. This is what I'm told via the King Arthur Flour recipe page for Irish soda bread. Yeah, the only thing that I really loved getting from Aldi's was their snacks. Their bag snacks were awesome. I love their little Sun Chip knockoff. Ooh, what I would give for some of that right now. Okay guys, let's look back at what I wrote on my recipe that we're no longer following to see that we have our core ingredients in, shall we? I'm going to put this butter back. So we went in with the salts and the baking soda, but we did not go in with the sourdough discard yet, which we have a little bit of right here. And let's put it in. That was about 30 grams of sourdough discard. And what I think I'm going to do is actually, where's my sourdough? I have too many things going on. I was going to put in more actual active sourdough in here, but I cannot find it. Huh. Oh boy, what a day, guys. Alright, I'll let go of that idea because the sourdough is MIA, but that is the sourdough discard, 30 grams going in, and this is still quite warm, but man, is that so comforting to put my hand in. Is my sourdough starter in the spice cabinet again? I don't see it here, but that was a great idea. You have tuned in too many times and you know exactly what's going on. Oh, hemp hearts. Let's go in with 2 tablespoons of hemp hearts. Great, a little bit of richness, we love it. I should probably start putting some of this away. Maybe my sourdough starter will turn up, but the tangjong is now completely okay to touch. Very sticky. I'll add that in, and I'll tell you exactly how much tangjong we made in terms of weight. Almost 80 grams, let's say, of tangjong. And I think we're gonna wait for the grains to cool off a little bit more, and then we'll put all of those in, and then the last things to go in will be our milks. Coconut milk, evaporated milk, a little bit of both. Oh, chia and flax, yes. Chia and flax. Where are you, flax? I don't think flax wants to come out. soda bread recipes, like the one at King Arthur, has a little bit of egg in it as a binder, and a great vegan alternative. This isn't vegan because we're using evaporated milk, but a great vegan alternative when you're baking is making a chia or flax egg. So 1 tablespoon of chia seeds going in, about 15 grams. And for a little bit of nutty flavor that I was hoping to do with the flax that I can't find, I'll just go in with a tablespoon and a half of toasted sesame seeds. How's that? Delicious. This is gonna be a wild, wild ride. Our grains are pretty cool to the touch. Oh my god, I want to eat one. Wow. That tastes good as is, guys. Oh my god. That's so nutty and fragrant and crunchy and oaty and sweet and earthy. Wow. Okay. I'm going to tell you the weight of this going in right now. $160 grams of random seeds and flowers. And that's what we got. Okay? And I'm just gonna go in with my hand and give it a mix before we add in our liquids. Oh, it's so nice. It's like so warm in here. Wow. It looks like a mess. The rent here in NYC is absolutely ridiculous, is right. It is starting to fall a little bit, and it's becoming a little bit more attainable, but yep, it is certainly very crazy. I don't know if you don't have mommy, daddy money, and you don't have a corporate job, how you afford to stay. I mean, even if you do have a corporate job, newsflash, some corporate jobs don't pay well. Certainly when I was making $10 to $13 an hour in restaurants with no medical safety net, and I had to be on Medicaid, that was not fun. It was not fun not having our own apartment. It was not fun sharing apartments with Craigslist strangers. It really depends on your luck. I know people who have roommates here in the city who either they knew from their before lives or just got really lucky, but Erin and I were not lucky in finding stranger roommates. Like, our first one was absolutely amazing. She was such a hard-working woman, and her family, her husband and her son were just wonderful to be with, but like our following roommates were all very either strange or irresponsible or like outright verbally violent. So, not fun. Okay, before I start overworking this, this is what we have. It's starting to clump, but it's still not fully cohesive, and I think that's fine. Can somebody tell me what texture Irish soda bread is supposed to be, the batter? I think it's like shapeable, right? So it's not supposed to be too loose. So I think we're very close. So I'm not gonna add in too much. Ooh, let me taste some of this dough though. Oh my god, that's pretty good. Wow. Who knew dough would taste so good? Alright. We're gonna go in with 2 tablespoons of coconut milk to start. you know what? At this point, I'll start preheating my oven. 400 degrees is the traditional temp. We'll let it go. And if we have to reduce for the minis, we'll reduce. And I'll go in with 2 tablespoons of evaporated milk, which means we still have more milk to use. Yum, guys. Yeah, definitely, if you guys live in New York City, try to renegotiate your rent with your landlord. It is certainly a renter's market right now, and I've seen a lot of listings where apartments be vacant for well over 9 months now, so renegotiate. No shame in the game. Listen, they're a landlord. They're a landlord. Renegotiate with them. Just try. I would love raisins in my soda bread. Erin, on the other hand, would not. And unfortunately, I don't have raisins on hand right now, which is making me very sad. Guys, this is so cute. It's a baby loaf. Wow, it's I don't know if you can see this. It's very green. I think this might be too wet, but you know what? We're just gonna do it. We're just going to do it. On the bottom of my cast iron skillet, I'm going to put some crunchies. And I think what I'll do is, instead of the cupcakes, because I think they'll just dry out too fast, I think I'm just going to try to make 4 baby loaves. Roughly guessing. Yay big, like a slightly runty baseball. A 10-ounce mini Dutch oven. You should make all the cute little things. Make a baby sourdough loaf. Make the most adorable baby make a dinner roll sourdough. Yes, can't get you out of my head. The link is in my description box to this live. Check it out. It's on YouTube. It is quite amazing, mind-blowing, and very, very freaking depressing. But it is the world that we live in, and it is knowledge, and if you want to know about the history of all of our attempts to be better people and all of the failures that came with it, I highly recommend. Guys, I feel like I'm shaping these very wrong. I think I need to make them flatter. Yay? Yay. Flat. Squish. Bye, Fancy Ramen. I'm sorry, my live is so long. Yes, I will, don't worry, Ashley, I will slit the cross on top. Oh yeah, after our racist incident yesterday, I made a lot of you moderators. Let me know anytime if you want to be relieved of that status, but again, no pressure or obligation at all to be here for every live. That's why I made so many of you moderators, so you could just like come when you can and come when you want, and when you're here, you kick the bullies out. That's all. I don't try to limit freedom of speech, but if they're outright just like saying bad shit, and I think you know what bad shit is, it's not here. It's not gonna happen here. Guys, the dough is so good. We've been kicking names and taking ass. Great. Exactly. Again, these look very wrong to me, but it's gonna be fine. And they're now crusted on the bottom, just the way I like it. Heck, why not make a couple where they're crusted on top too? All rules are out of the window. These aren't actually soda bread, guys. Clickbait. You got me. They're just whatever, man. They're just whatever. Who are we to label these things? They should be whoever they want to be. We should ask them who they want to be. I think they're going to be beautiful coated top and bottom, because usually soda bread is like brushed with milk or butter or egg wash to give them that shiny texture. But tonight, I'm just gonna use some grains and I'm gonna give them a crunchy matte texture, because why not? Why follow the rules when the world doesn't care for them anyway? The world wants to make you think they care about rules, and then you find out you've been played on this lifelong episode of Jackass. They look like handmade soaps. Yum! I love soaps. I love eating soap. No, I don't, guys. I don't. Aaron actually just ate soap the other day because he wanted to try it, and we got this like fancy bar of soap that said it's beer soap, like IPA, Indian.
I didn't eat it. What the fuck are you talking about?
I thought you ate a piece of soap.
I did not. I probably might have joked about doing it.
Are you sure? I thought you ate a piece of.
There's no way.
Sorry guys, fake news. Okay, Aaron is very angry at me.
Fucking soap. I did not eat soap.
Correction. Aaron did not eat soap. Oh boy. Now he's gonna hate me for another 4 hours. It's okay. We'll bounce back. Wow, I don't know how I feel about these. I think I'm very proud of myself. Very, very proud of myself. They look so cute. Anyway, going in, and we're going to bake for... Oh, guys, this is falling. This is legit falling. Okay, we're back. 25 minutes? 30 minutes? I don't know. In you go. We'll set a timer for 30, and we'll hope something bakes at the end of that. And now I get to talk with all of you. Guys, wow. We are edging on 1 hour. We completely disregarded our recipe. I ate a lot of raw dough. I had a stomachache coming into this live because I think I was stressed and anxious and all of those things, but also because I stress ate a lot of stuff and my stomach is not happy with me. And now my stomach is just gonna feel even worse. Where were the crunchies you toss in the pan to roll them in? I did a little bit of oatmeal, which is not crunchy, it's just nice and non-sticky. So if you ever want your bread to release, you can do that. I did a little pinch of our, whatchamacall in English? It's suji, but, semolina. And then I did a bit of my favorite crunchy, dried millet. Ooh. My burps. Have you heard about the kitty you wanted to get, June? Yes, Fred. Update on Fred. We are going to try to arrange picking him up this weekend. Still to be determined. We haven't set a time yet, but Fred is old. He still has ringworm, and he now either has IBS or potentially cancer. We don't know yet. But in either case, we are arranging a pickup, just so that he could try to transition to a life with us, and that the foster that's currently taking care of Fred can move on to fostering another kitty. So we're excited. We hope Fred doesn't hate us. We hope the move doesn't scare him too much. And I'm sure our hands will be busy trying to give him some lime dips, some baths, which I'm sure cats love, right? Guys, I forgot to put the poppy seeds in. Oh. Aha! The starter. He emerges. Well, I guess you get to live to see another day, sir. He's puffy. He's quite stiff, so he's not very, like, shiny, wobbly, bubbly, but he's active. You can see the bubbles. He's starting to smell more and more like apple cider vinegar, which I don't hate. And we're back to garlic apple. I could sprinkle the poppy seeds on top, but at this point I think we've traumatized the dough with enough additions. You wonder what the inside of my refrigerator looks like? There will be a kitchen tour coming soon to Delish. I don't know how soon, but it's coming. I filmed it. We'll push it out one day. Wow, a 19-year-old cat. Damn. Yes, apple seeds have cyanide, very small amounts. It's not going to kill you, but over time. Soda bread probably won't expand that much. I feel like they won't expand more than 50%. I'm not sure if the creators of the Spleenies Instagram account ever came forward, but I appreciate all the work that they're doing. They're very on top of everything, and I love the more community aspect that's on that page now. I love all the pet pictures, delightful, and I love watching what you guys make. Crazy shit you guys make. Delicious shit. June, would you ever get a subscription to a Misfit box full of veggies and do a video on that? I would, but I'm afraid that it would be like too sponsored feeling, you know? Honestly, the way that I currently shop for Budget Eats is kind of like my own sourced Misfits, because I already buy a lot of dollar bags where, you know, the kale leaves are yellowing and the eggplants are kind of bruised and the jicama is kind of already slimy, so... How do you keep your spices longer? You could put them in the refrigerator, I guess, but one key thing is to buy whole spices and toast them before you need them and grind them and try to replace it more often to keep that fresher. The Spleenies is an account on Instagram right now. Cider works better than beer if your tummy doesn't like beer. Are dollar bag groceries an NYC thing? I think they're more of like an Asian grocery store thing. I feel like a lot of Chinese stores have these discount pockets of like fruits and veggies that are going bad or things that are expiring soon, and they'll just leave it normally outside. If they have fruit stands, they'll leave it on corner of that fruit stand. I've seen it at Korean stores too. I feel like it's a very like Asian market thing. Do you use a mortar and pestle to ground your spices? No, I use a spice grinder. I don't own a mortar and pestle, and also I feel like it's much harder to get it evenly ground if you use a mortar and pestle. Yeah, the first budget video I ever shot, the $35 one on my cell phone, where I ate for 7 days straight on $35, that was insane. I went into a grocery store and the cheapest egg I could find was $4 a box. And I'm not talking farmer's market eggs or happy eggs. I'm talking like sad conventional eggs packed in styrofoam. That blew my mind. And I believe it was declared illegal to raise prices like that. But ooh, during those first few months, people were like, I don't know. If I don't even know why I bought eggs. I thought it would be crucial to spinning recipes. I bet I could have done that week without eggs. But that was like, it hurt to buy that $4 carton of eggs. Ooh, that's a hot bowl. I was sitting on top of my oven. That was nice, I like that. Whoa, $50 budget for 80 meal turnout? How were the meals? Were they good? Should I watch for inspiration? Should I copy them? Are they better than me? I just want to know. No, I don't care. I would be delighted if people did more Budget Eats videos. I would watch all of them. Minutes in, I'm looking at the bake. Guys, they're puffing. They're so cute. They're so cute. Oh my god, guys. I've never made Steph EG, I'm gonna hide your comment because it just says bep boop bap ah. There we go. Somebody hit it. Thanks. Thanks, mods. Look at you doing that good work. June, do you use peanut oil often? Yes, I actually love using peanut oil to fry. I bought this for one of my first assignments during the work from home era, and I don't remember exactly how big this container was. It might have been 1.5 liters. Peanut oil is a lot more expensive than I thought, guys. I think this container set me back like 14 or 17 bucks. But anyway, I love using it to fry stuff. I love the slight peanutty essence. And especially if I'm frying things like garlic chips, I save that oil and I make hot chili oil with it later. Or I'll fry more peanuts in here and I'll save that frying oil and then I'll make hot chili oil with that later. Because then you can infuse this already slightly nutty peanut oil with even more flavor, and then you smack your chili mixture with that hot flavored oil. And it's just Flavor Town, baby. Guy Fieri, please don't sue me. Yes, it used to have an orange label. I peeled it off. I have this habit of peeling off labels. Speaking of which, we finished another jar of peanut butter. This one is delicious. It ranked very highly on my taste test that I did recently for Delish. That will be coming out sometime. And I highly recommend it if you can get your hands on it. And let's see if it peels. It's been soaking. Okay, I mean, ooh, maybe not. Maybe not. All right, that wasn't a clean peel. That was too early. Weird. Some of it got soaked and some of it didn't. So the parts that got soaked is peeling off fine, and the parts that didn't get soaked isn't. I sometimes find sesame oil bitter. Your thoughts? Are you cooking with sesame oil? Because sesame oil is meant to be a finishing oil. So what happens when you cook with sesame oil, especially toasted sesame oil, there is raw sesame oil out there, and I've never used that. Raw sesame oil I can see also being bitter, but if you cook with toasted sesame oil, it will sometimes just reach its smoking point, which is quite low, and it'll start tasting like burnt. Yeah, they do keep adding sugar to peanut butter, which honestly, I don't mind. I like it. But you know, if you're into that all natural kind of taste, there's certainly good brands that don't have added sugars. The raw sesame oil is the clearer one, yes. Ryan Turner. Should we ban Ryan Turner? What is Ryan? Yeah. Goodbye, Ryan. Wow, you guys. True soldiers. I appreciate y'all so much. What did you end up doing with all of the leftover chocolate from the Christmas video? I baked and ate all of it, and then I gained 12 pounds. And I also triggered my skin condition really bad because my eczema condition is triggered by gluten, cocoa/caffeine, and spicy peppers the most. So it was a dark time in my life, guys. I had chocolate at my disposal. I was depressed. I ate all of it, and I made myself even sadder than before. Such is the cycle. Sometimes you cannot avoid it. You can only accept it and move on. And that is what I've tried to do. Eczema is so bad. I never used to have it, but I started having it when I was still working in restaurants, and I think the overexposure to gluten made me really sensitive to gluten. I remember one day I was working a pizza shift, and it was a 96-degree day already. And the pizza oven is like 700 to 900 degrees Fahrenheit with the burning wood oven, and we're just like, it's a Saturday night, which is possibly the busiest nights in a lot of kitchens. Ooh, do you see that flaw? It looks like a hairline fracture. I don't know what I did to that jar. But I kept flinging flour around because I kept tossing and shaping pizzas, and it was the most miserable shift second most miserable shift I've ever worked, where I just couldn't stop sneezing. And then I got so snotty, and I had to like go wash my hands and wash my face every 15 minutes because it got so bad. And I had to work that shift for 5 hours, and I was just like, wow. $13 is really hard to earn when you're suffering that much. We'll soak that again. I always think June's skin is so pretty and assume it's the water and veggies. No. Actually, I just noticed that on Instagram, if you record in-app, they put this beauty filter over your face where it looks like you've put on makeup. They smooth out your face. They make your wrinkles disappear. They make my eyelashes look like they actually exist, and they darken them, and I fucking hate that shit. We need to go tell somebody to make us all look so beautiful and keep raising our standards of what beauty is to the point where we become so disillusioned and unhappy with what we see in the mirror that we begin to hate ourselves, and then we rely on buying those products that keep getting thrown at us in those ads that now attack us everywhere. Isn't it funny how capitalism works so well? So fucking well. But also, my camera in a low light resolution will also pretty much do the same effect, where it kind of smooths out my skin and you don't see the details, much like how a lot of my food, when I bring it up to you, is out of focus. My face, even though it looks like it's in focus, is actually out of focus. So I do have pores, guys, and I actually have like a zit on my forehead today, but what does that matter? June, I have a jar of PB named Santa Cruz Organic. Amazon sent me by mistake. It has oil on top. I never opened. No, oil is good. It's natural. Actually, Santa Cruz is also one of my Is it dark roasted? Is it light roasted? Their organic stuff is delicious. Don't trash it. What I recommend that you do is you set that jar upside down for overnight until the oil floats to the other end, and then you fridge it, okay, until the peanut butter is a little bit more solid, so maybe like half a day to overnight, and then you flip it upside right, open it, and stir it, and this will make your eating experience much easier. Just mix it. It's natural peanut butter. It's gonna be delicious. Santa Cruz is also one of my favorite. Hi Lee. Yeah, do look at the series. It's not light viewing. I will say it triggered my anxiety pretty bad, and Aaron and I had to like stop watching it halfway through, and we now chunk each episode up into 2 or 3 viewings. Just take it at your own pace, but if you love history, if you love politics, or if you're just simply interested in kind of following the development of those things, absolutely amazing show. I'm only about 3 episodes in. It does make you feel powerless in the beginning, but it also makes you see the bigger picture, and if you accept the bigger picture, I think it'll bring me serenity when I fully accept the bigger picture. The show is linked in my description box. It is available for viewing on YouTube for free. It is called Can't Get You Out of My Head. Guys, 20 minutes in and I'm starting to smell toastiness, like extreme toastiness. I think our little crunchies on the bottom are burning. Oh, but they look so cute! Ooh, so delighted. Okay, I'm gonna go for 5 more minutes and then I'm gonna pull them out. Yes, Jennifer. I'm so happy it's up your alley. It is an amazingly put together piece. It has visual delights. It has philosophical intrigue. It has historical punches. It just everything. Sometimes you just have to sit there and watch it and feel a self inside you crumble. Very moving. Do y'all get Lance crackers? They have toasties. Hell yeah. Yes. Aaron used to get it all the time for his office, and he used to give me the cheddar crackers that don't taste like cheddar with the peanut butter fillings because nobody would eat them because that's such a weird combo, and that was my shit. That was my favorite. I lived for it. I probably gained like 4 pounds in a month eating all of the discarded packets that nobody else at his office wanted. I love it. Nom, 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 nom. Why did we time out cheddar pretzels? What did cheddar pretzel do? Cheddar pretzel, what did you do? I'm not anxious. I'm not actually angry, guys. Happy St. Patty's Day. Hi, Jamaica. Why do we time him out for saying looking very bleak? That seems fine. We don't need to go full on censoring people's negativities. Hello, I'm the queen of the spleen and the negativity. So, Anna, I think your daughter was me. I ate all of those cheese and PB crackers, pretty sure. Jess, are you requesting a bowl tap? I will comply with all of your bowl tap. Let's appreciate this beautiful spoon that my chef Diana gifted me once upon a time. I believe it was handmade, and I think her mom gave it to her. Maybe it was handmade in Michigan. Anyway, very beautiful utensil. I very rarely use it. I sometimes yell at Aaron to not use it, and I think I make him very sad, as I'm wont to do. I think every day we're just gonna try a different utensil in my bins. And I have many. Yeah, who's holding all the bowl emojis, guys? I'm asking you to boot the weirdo spam bots, not the people who are actually spamming with content. We want the content spams, please. Jacquelina, I don't have the recipe because I winged it, but if we have any note takers in the crowd. Yes, YouTube is holding the bowl emoji. Why is that? I have to click show? I'm so weirded out by this. Your shiitakes tasted gummy? Is that what you just said? I would say that what you should do is rehydrate them fully in either cold or hot water, cold over overnight, or hot water for like 20 minutes, and then you squeeze them dry. and you save the liquid that you soaked them in, because that liquid is now filled with mushroomy flavors, which would taste delicious in soups and broths and noodles and stuff like that. And then you take your squeezed dry mushrooms and you chop them into slivers, little tiny dice, or even little tiny mince, and you go ahead and you sizzle them in a little bit of butter and or olive oil, along with salt and some kind of herbs. I really like it with rosemary. You can do whatever you want. A little bit of pepper. And you go ahead and you toss them in that butter oil mixture with those herbs and salt and pepper until they're nicely golden and crunchy. And then you take a spoonful and you experience what mushrooms can be. And you can use that either as a topping, or you can put in other stuff into that stir fry at that time, like carrots and stuff. Okay guys, it's been 25 minutes. Let's turn off the oven because I'm feeling so hot. And let's take a peek. They are nice and golden on the outside. They've split open a little bit. They look absolutely delightful, and contrary to my fears, the grains on the bottom of the pan are actually not burnt. They look perfectly toasted. I love it. I love it, I love it, I love it. Wow. Wow. So, one way to know if your bread is cooked on the inside without breaking it open and steaming your hand and feeling like you've just killed your entire corporeal existence is to find a thermometer, which you should have on hand, but you never can find because you're bad at storing things properly because your kitchen is way overcrowded with stuff. And you turn on that thermometer and you stick it into the center part of the loaf and you see if it reaches about 200 degrees Fahrenheit. Usually between 190 degrees Fahrenheit and 208 to 10 degrees Fahrenheit is your golden spot for cooked bread. Right now we are climbing from 92, 195, 197, 198, 199, 200. Yes guys, these are cooked 25 minutes at 400 degrees. They are so cooked, and they are perfectly cooked because they have stopped climbing at 202.5. There you go. Now it's decreasing. Woohoo! We made soda bread, I think. One thing that I realized when I put the baking soda in was that soda bread usually has a lot of buttermilk going into it, which activates and reacts with the baking soda so that it neutralizes some of that alkaline taste. But I realized that we used some coconut and very little evaporated milk. But we did use some brown sugar, which is also acidic. So hopefully that was enough to interact with baking soda. I would really hate for this to taste like alkaline puck. But right now they look beautiful. I'm so happy with our handiwork. Aaron, when do you want to eat?
Is it ready now?
Maybe 5 minutes. We let it cool a little bit.
Okay. I'll come over, hang out.
Yeah,
Ooh.
I don't think you can post a comment in the actual comment section that lives on the page until the live is over, I think. These live streams make you feel safe? Yay! Yes, we do have more butter for... Can you get your butter? Whatever
Yeah.
butter you want to use.
I'll soften it.
You don't need to soften it. It's hot enough.
Okay.
It'll soften its own. The US does have golden syrup. It is a specialty item. It's more of a British thing. Ooh, Plugra.
Is this a good brand?
Fancy boy.
Are you Pluger sponsored yet?
Ugly Delicious. Ugly Delicious, I really enjoyed that show, but that show was also the show where I realized that David Chang has some serious, like, food no-nos that made me really sad to see another chef be like, no, I don't want to eat that, because I just feel like as a chef you should try everything once.
The
But
man went to Beijing and refused to eat donkey. He was too scared to eat donkey. It's not even that weird of a meat. It's like...
He sat down with Fuchsia Dunlop, who is a wonderful author especially of Sichuanese cuisine, and she introduced him to like royal cuisine, and he just flat out refused to eat so many things, and it just broke my heart.
Yeah, he's like the pickiest professional chef I've ever seen.
This is hot, so don't.
I like the word.
You do? Okay.
Yes. It looks beautiful, June. It also doesn't even look that weird. It kind of just looks like super whole wheat rye bread.
That is what it is.
Yeah, but it like... Except it's green.
If you've never had donkey meat before, yes, it sounds horrible, and yes, I love donkeys,
It's
but
really good.
Beijing specializes in donkey meat dishes, and it really just kind of tastes like a gamier beef to me. If you didn't tell me it was donkey, I wouldn't have known. I would have just been like, more flavorful and more lean beef.
David Chang's gonna see this and you're gonna be on the shit list now.
But also, it's like, if you're not a vegetarian and you're already eating other animals, have you considered that a cow is oh so freaking adorable looking?
All animals are.
Which one do you want to eat?
They all look pretty similar. You can decide.
You get to pick yours.
I don't choose.
Can you give me your favorite bowl plate thingy so that we can capture some of the seeds? I don't want it falling all over the stove because then I'll have to clean it tomorrow. That's too small.
I just want one.
Yeah, I know you just want one.
That is perfect size.
I'm gonna choose this one. Can you see how golden the bottom got? Very golden. Can you hold the bowl while I do the break? Lower. Thank you, my darling. Okay guys, the grass jelly turned out fine, but let me show you the pan that I cooked it in. The pan is fucked. The pan is ruined. Here you go.
Thank you. Should I taste?
You should taste.
Okay. I'll taste it plain first.
It's very hot.
That's fine.
You want to put some Maldon salt on there?
No, I just want to try it on its own. The spirulina taste is unfortunately coming through.
Okay. Put some butter and salt on it.
Yeah.
It'll be better.
Butter and salt will help.
Guys, look what the grass jelly did to my pan. Oh my god. Do I still want to eat the rest of the grass jelly? Like, if it could do that to an aluminum pan, it must be some sort of reactive.
I think your grass jelly has bits of pan in it now.
So like... Yeah, it ate the pan. So should I eat it? Is it gonna eat me? I'm sure I kept it in here for like a day and a half, 2 days. The grass jelly just corroded it. I took out the grass jelly and I was like, it's not a dye, because if you look closely, there's like bubbling. It looks like corrosion. It's not a solid layer of dye. Yeah, I was thinking it might eat my ooh, butter.
Do you want a bite?
No, I want you to show the camera. Show them.
This will give it a fair taste with butter and salt, the way all bread should be eaten.
Do you mind the seediness? Because I know you have a thing for seeds that you don't like.
No, it's fine. It's nice and crumbly. I do like the crumbliness of it.
It'll probably be less crumbly if you let it cool.
Oh yeah. With the butter and salt, I'm
Yeah.
getting almost none of the spirulina.
Nice.
taste. Yeah, this is much better. Take that bite.
I want a plain bite first,
Okay.
please.
Got some good bread. Oh yeah.
I love this.
Mm-hmm.
It's so nutty. Yes, it does taste like algae because we put in a half tablespoon of spirulina in it, but I personally don't mind the taste of algae.
Bread.
I don't mind it. I think the greenness that it gives. Ooh, guys, the black pepper that we put in there, I taste it. It's like mildly spicy and it's hitting me towards the end of my tongue, near my throat. And the first part that hits your tongue is that kind of sweet brown sugariness, a very light kind of sweetness that brings out the nuttiness and the wholesomeness of whole wheat. And then you get the chewy textures of all the little hemp seeds and millet and chia seeds and toastiness. The texture is, like Erin said, a little bit crumbly, but it's not shortbread crumbly. It's just more like a soda bread crumbly. It's moist, but crumbly. It's tender, one could say. And then as you swallow it, you get to taste the slight saltiness. Stop. You get to taste the slight saltiness, and that little hint of spice from the black pepper hits you, and it's just like your tongue is lit. Your tongue is awake. Your mouth is happy. Your brain is like, whoa, what is this? And your stomach is like, yes, feed me more. Feed me more.
Okay.
Are you gonna finish this?
No, let's start.
Okay, time to try.
Can I try it with olive oil?
Yes.
Okay, olive oil and salt time. Both are very good. The olive oil flavor hits a lot stronger, so that's more of a complementary flavor rather than just, adding fattiness like the butter.
I put some
But-
butter on mine.
Both definitely improve it.
And a little morsel of Malden.
I think I like it more with butter
Mm-hmm.
because it enhances that really rustic feel.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's like we're Middle Ages potato farmers in Ireland, and you cook this up on the hearth, except we also had spirulina for some reason.
Guys, you know what this
500
tastes
years
like?
ago.
This tastes like multi-grain bread and your morning granola, the hippie kind, without like a lot of added sugars, with just like a little bit of maple syrup and maybe a little touch of honey, crossed with a traditional soda bread. And it's like those three things together in one. I'm delighted with myself. Very happy with how this turned out. If anybody captured this recipe for our children for the future,
For posterity.
please drop it down below in the comments once this live is over, which is going to be soon. Thank you all for tuning in. Thank you all for making this with me. Happy Green Day. Happy St. Patty's Day. Please don't punch anyone for not wearing green. That's just so stupid. Unless, is that an actual thing in Ireland?
St. Patrick's Day?
Yeah,
I don't think they've ever heard of it.
Are you supposed to punch people if they're not wearing green traditionally? Because that's just like, that scarred me as a kid, guys. I barely spoke English. I didn't know what St. Patrick's Day was. And then some kid ran up to me and punched me because I wasn't wearing green. Dumb. The things that we get scarred by. Maybe I'll see you tomorrow.